Welcome back, everyone, to episode 5, part 4 of Sports Talk with Coach Swanky. I'm your coach, Kevin Swanky, Lloydminster product, Lloydminster born. We are continuing our way through the NFL preview show. In this episode, we will be going through the AFC South Division, which features the Colts, Tennessee Titans, Houston Texans, and Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's get going. So, with the fourth spot in the AFC South Division, we have Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis is led by their new rookie quarterback, the god, the prodigy, whatever you want to call him, Andrew Luck, rookie out of Stanford University. He'll be the new quarterback after now that the Peyton Manning era is over. They cut him, let him go to Denver. Denver will be a better team without it. Indy is now in that rebuilding stage. Luck has been a wanted prospect ever since his sophomore season in Stanford. Dude's just been wanted. He's been the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy 2 times. First time to Cam Newton, which Cam did win the BCS championship game that year, but you still got to wonder if he actually did deserve it. The next guy he lost to was Robert Gifford III, who was the second overall pick this year in Washington. We'll talk about him later. But Andrew Luck is the new guy. He'll be under scrutiny a lot this year as he is the rookie quarterback, as he is supposed to be a good player. He's supposed to be the next coming of Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, that kind of thing. So he's going to try and replace Peyton, but it just will be an uphill battle for him. He just doesn't have the targets. Well, he does have 2 targets, though, in Reggie Wayne and Austin Collie, 2 of Peyton's former targets. Peyton loved throwing to Reggie Wayne, so it'd be good for Andrew Luck to have that veteran receiver there. Austin Collie, Collie's so unknown, though, due to he's not really unknown. He's just in an unknown spot, seeing as he's had another concussion in the preseason. This guy takes more concussions than Eric Lindros. Straight up, this guy is in straight danger. If he takes another one, he could be risking his life. Austin Collie, don't hurt yourself if you ever watch this video. I doubt you will, but you never know. Don't scrutinize yourself for a future career or future life. Don't be an Eric Lindros. But the Colts did do something smart in this past draft. On top of drafting Luck, they drafted 2 tight ends, trying to replicate what New England has as the Patriots offense. They grabbed one of Luck's former tight ends in Stanford's in the second round with Colby Fleener. Fleener should do a great job for Luck. They'll already have that chemistry there. So that's a plus size for the Colts that they already did. And they also grabbed the tight end out of Clemson, Dwayne Allen. Another solid tight end in the 3rd round, which should help them out, should help Luck out, even though he will be fighting an uphill battle. Donald Brown will be the lead back in the Indy offense. Delone Carter will also be get a good chunk of carries for the Colts, but they will be in a handcuff situation, so you'll be looking at about a 55-45 split for these guys. Expect bigger things from Donald Brown. He is the better running back of the 2. It's just rebuilding year for the Colts, so you know they're not going to be a great thing going on, but they are a threat on the ground. Everyone's a threat in this league. The only downside, really, of the Colts, and it's the biggest downside, their defense is terrible. Other than Jacob Freeney, they really don't have anything there. I don't think I even said that name right. But outside of that, they are going to be in tough, letting up touchdowns, field goals, letting them just march down the field. So Andrew Luck will have to try and put up points, and in his rookie year, he just will not do that. He'll probably throw a lot of picks, but that's what you expect with a rookie season. The Colts are officially in the rebuild situation after the leave of Peyton Manning, and they will finish 4-12 this year. So the 3rd place team in the AFC South will be the Jacksonville Jaguars. I really debated on this one for a bit, not knowing if MJD would be back, but now recently he has ended his holdout and reported to Jacksonville camp. He has stated that he was thinking about sitting out till week 10. That is a huge fine. They give out like a $50,000 fine for every day that you sit out. That is legit ridiculous for MJD to sit out for that long. It's a good thing that he didn't, so he only has to pay a smaller fine, but it's still a pretty big fine for what he has held out already, missing the whole preseason. With MJD, he will probably have a Chris Johnson-like season that we seen a year ago or a couple years ago, where Chris Johnson had a holdout. He came back after he signed. They signed him to a big contract, and he just blew it. Sure, he still had a great year, but I expect the same good year, but not great what we expect from Chris Johnson. Expect the same from MJD. Week 1, he will be a third down back, nothing else. They have stated that, the Jaguars head coach. So in the first week, we will have... where is his name here? I don't even have the backup's name here, but the backup will be doing will be the starting back this week. MJD will be the third down back and will be the starting back for week 2 and on. So look for MJD to have a Chris Johnson-like season where he'll do good, but not a great season that we have always expected from MJD ever since he expected into this league. The offense is led by Blaine Gabbert. He's going into his sophomore season after pretty much a disappointing rookie season. But but Gabbert will improve. You have to hope so, especially if you are a Jaguars fan. I'm not, but I love to see Blaine Gabbert succeed. He's a great quarterback. It's just that he was put in the wrong situation. Jacksonville is terrible, and they're just will be as bad as they will be. Blaine Gabbert, he does have a little bit of success coming this year. Justin Blackmon, he is a big rookie star out of Oklahoma State. Caught the big touchdowns there. Broke records in Oklahoma State, and he will have a great breakout year for a rookie, and will make chemistry with Gabbert, and that will bring the Jaguars forward, having that receiver-quarterback connection. If they create that chemistry, this will be a great season for the Jaguars. Gabbert doesn't have much to work with outside of Blackmon. He does have Lauren Robinson and Lee Evans, but these guys are getting old, and just as backup receivers, they really need something else. Mercedes Lewis is the tight end, so look for Gabbert to use him in a third and long situation, third and short kind of thing, or in the goal line. Jacksonville has a decent defense and improved over last year, and look for them to improve a little bit better. So if Gabbert can get this offense rolling, if MJD has a good season, if he can push that into a great season, prove that he isn't Chris Johnson, that he's better than Chris Johnson, we'll have a great season for the Jacksonville Jaguars on their kind of scale. Jacksonville will go only as Gabbert will take him, and that will be a 6-10 season. So the second place team in the AFC West will be the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are led by Jake Locker. He'll go into his week 1 as the starting quarterback over veteran Matt Hasselbeck. But you got to know that Locker will be looking over his shoulders just as Hasselbeck was at the end of the season there. Look for the Titans to switch back and forth between the two guys every couple of weeks. There will be no true starting QB for Tennessee this year unless one of them get hurt. Jake Locker and Matt Hasselbeck, they're really the same quarterback in a way. Locker's a little bit younger, Hasselbeck's much older, so you're going to look to Locker for a while here. But if he isn't producing results, expect Hasselbeck to come in, maybe win a few games. If he starts losing again, throw Locker back in. You're not going to have a true starting quarterback this year. Both guys will probably play at 9-7 or an 8-8 kind of split kind of thing. Chris Johnson should be back to normal after last year, where he had his holdout and came back and just had a good season, not a great one. And he will be the feature and star of this offense. He's going to get the big chunk of plays. He's just a star. He's a stud. He's beast mode, whatever you want to call it. He will continue to be a dominant factor in this Tennessee offense. Javon Ringer is the backup here. He came in last year when Johnson was a little bit of a downhill. He will come in for a few situations if Johnson needs a rest kind of thing, but he will not be a feature back. It will not be a handcuff back situation. Chris Johnson has this offense. CJ28 will be a star this year and will put up big numbers. Johnson will probably put up around 1,200 yards on the ground, maybe 200 yards passing out of the backfield or receiving out of the backfield. So expect him to be around a 1,400-yard season. The receiving core is led by Kenny Britt. Last year, Britt went down with an injury near the end of the season, or near the start of the season, after coming out with a monster start. Then he went down. Now he's going to miss week 1 due to a DUI suspension. So though he'll miss a game, he'll come back. He'll be strong. Look for Tennessee to be Tennessee's top receiver. Tennessee will also have Nate Washington, returning specialist. He'll be the third receiver, and they also have Kendall Wright out of Baylor, RG3's favorite target out of Baylor. So look for Kendall Wright to be a breakout rookie this year, along with Justin Blackman. You got two stud receivers in this division as it is. Jared Cook will be the stud tight end in this situation. So really, Tennessee has a set-up offense that they can use. It's just that you're going to look at a back-and-forth quarterback situation. Tennessee's D will not bring pressure on the QB, but it's still a decent defense. You're still going to look for Tennessee only to put up 20 points, give up 20 points, I should say, and Tennessee's offense to put up a little bit more. But because they have to depend more on their defense than their offense, if the offense can't get going, Tennessee will finish second in this division, but still have an outside shot at the wild card due to a week. Only 5 teams really are a true playoff team in this conference. They will finish just outside the wild card, finish at an 8-8 season, and second in the AFC South. So the first place team in the AFC South and the division winners, the Houston Texans. The Texans burst on the scene last year. They weren't expected to do much in that division. They could have won the division, but everyone was looking at Tennessee to take it. But Matt Schaub is back for another year as a Texans starting QB. Will be in a different role this year. Instead of having a pass-heavy offense like the Texans usually have, they'll have a more run-heavy offense. His passing role will be reduced when he went down last year near the end of the season. The Texans went on and had Matt Leinart start for a bit, lost a couple games, so he got injured in his first game, so they threw in 4th-round pick last year of T.J. Yates, and Yates led them to a pretty decent record and a pretty decent playoff run, even though they did get defeated earlier, not in the conference series, but in the divisional series. So you can't really say bad about the Texans. They are a decent team. The Texans did quite well at that point through the playoffs, so look for Schaub to have less throwing role. He'll still do a 4,000-yard season. He'll still throw quite a bit, but Arian Foster, the stud of this team, the beast, just straight up Arian Foster is the thing of this team. He's projected as the top running back in the league. Even as a fantasy league owner, you want Arian Foster with your first overall pick. Foster will probably hit 1,500 yards. He'll get so many TDs. He'll carry the load big time for this team, and he will be a star this year. Straight up, if you didn't grab him for your fantasy, should have grabbed him. Arian Foster, he's a stud. Andre Johnson will be the top receiver in the Texans offense. Matt Schaub always loves throwing to Andre Johnson. The only thing with Andre Johnson is his injury problems. They don't know if he's going to be 100% healthy or not, so look for Andre Johnson to be a little bit of a confusing thing this year, even though he will probably still put up 1,000 yards. Kevin Walter will be the second option here. He kind of had a good season last year after Andre Johnson went down, so look for Kevin Walter to build on that success of Johnson going down and try and build on that. Owen Daniels has been through this Texas offense since they started. He's always been the stud tight end for the Texans ever since they came in the league, and look for that to continue with a force in the receiving game. Schaub loves throwing to Daniels, so look for him to get quite a few touches in around the goal line and stuff like that. Houston's defense is superb. That's why they won so many games. That's why they were able to go to this run-heavy offense. It's because they know they can put up 20 points per game and wear down the clock because of their defense. It's going to be a defense this year, mentioned with the Steelers defense, the Ravens defense, those strong defenses that we've always known to come and love. The Houston Texans will be up there this year. Expect them to level up that defense just a little bit more this year and just bring the heat on anyone they play. Houston wins this division with ease. Only team that they have a problem with maybe is Tennessee once in a while, but they will roll over Jacksonville and they will roll over Indianapolis. They will grab with an 11-5 record and a third-place team in the AFC.